What's good, guys? This is General DB, and while I was streaming Marvel Strike Force yesterday on Twitch, the last requirements for Lord Vader have finally dropped, so we know exactly what we need for the upcoming release of that Galactic Legend. And yeah, more Relic 8s. Bad news. Bad news. I believe that's 4 of them now that we need. It seems like Relic 3s are no longer going to be a thing. It makes sense. I mean, as the power curve continues to increase, well, so are the requirements for upcoming character releases and such. Fully expect those Relic 9s on the next batch, because obviously they're dropping shortly too, probably whenever Conquest returns. No idea what that is either. And yeah, some of them surprised me, some of them not. I did get a decent amount of the predictions right. That said, I was not quite expecting this degree of difficulty for them. Let me just switch over right now. If we switch over to the most recent post, you can see we've got the Republic Y-Wing. I didn't actually call that one whatsoever. I had my money on Malevolence, because I'm sure it was Negotiator used on the last one. I'm sure that's what I said. But I would have to go back and check the video to remember for sure. Tarkin, that one caught me by surprise. I mean, it makes perfect sense. It's not a bad one to have to do. We've already built him up if you've gone for Palpatine anyway, so I really don't mind that one whatsoever. Relic 7 hurts a little bit, you know, it's a lot of gear that I've got to scrap, but it is what it is. Arc Trooper Relic 8, something I was going to do at some stage anyway. It's no secret. I'm a big fan of the 501st. Anakin Skywalker, Lord Vader, all variations of that character are my favorite in all of Star Wars, so I just love using that faction. I always find different uses for them, so I had no problem taking him to Relic 8 or General Skywalker for that matter. I was going to do that recently, then they mentioned the nerf, so I was going to wait and see kind of how it plays out while I was deciding which GL I was going for next, because I don't have Kenobi, and I also obviously don't have Lord Vader, and I wasn't 100% decided which route I was going to go, but there's a good chance I'll put that one on next, just because I'd rather have Lord Vader, if I'm totally honest. Kenobi doesn't do much for me. Those good guys that are good just because they're good, that doesn't resonate too well with me. I quite like troubled heroes, which is quite fitting for Anakin, and let's face it, I'd probably lost my mind like he did too. Then lastly, Nute Gunray Relic 7. I called Nute Gunray, I figured that would be a thing anyway, and it's one of the characters I've wanted to relic for ages, and it's just been hard to pause bigger projects to stick relics on Nute when I only really use him as a defensive team in GAC and things like that. So yeah, it was just one of those ones that was hard to justify. That let's pause my current GL farm so I can do that on Nute Gunray. But now I have a valid reason for doing so. Let's switch over to the game, and we can just go through the complete set. Obviously, batch 1, they hit us pretty hard, didn't they? They really did. They weren't going easy on us on this one. They hit us with Hunter, Tech, and Wrecker. Wow, I did not call Bad Batch. I didn't think they were going to be required. I didn't think they'd be that evil to hit us with that many marquees, but that they did. They wanted to, and it happened. So that was a pretty scary one for me, quite frankly. I really thought that the Bad Batch group would be used as a legendary, I didn't actually see Omega coming into the game, so that was quite refreshing to see Omega arrive along with them, complete the squad. So I thought, wow, now 100% it's got to be a legendary for Crosshair or whatever. No spoilers, I haven't finished the show. It hasn't hooked me the way that the other content has, so I've watched it very slowly, bit by bit. Yeah, so I was a little bit surprised to see them here, if I'm totally honest. I actually expected I think I had Aura Singh on the list, the Asajj Ventress, Anakin's pretty much secondary main rival in the Clone Wars and stuff, but no, they didn't go that route. They did hit us with Tusken Raider, which I called. I fully expected that one. I think I predicted R3. I think I went Relic 3, but apparently that power curve's at that point now where R3s are no longer a thing. To be fair, a lot of people around my my galactic power, you can see it there at 7.1 million. R3s aren't really that big of a deal to us at this stage. I tend to have a lot of 3s and 4s. It's really the 5+s where the gear grind gets a little bit nastier, so that seems to be the opening gateway now. I wouldn't be surprised if before long we're looking at 7s as a minimum, and then 9s are going to be sprinkled in with 8s, and it's going to be a lot nastier. But obviously eventually we'll get 10 as well. I'm sure by Christmas we'll probably have Relic 10. Padme was obvious. That was a foregone conclusion. We knew she'd be included. I predicted Padme as well. Makes perfect sense. If you didn't predict Padme and you weren't ready for that one, then, well, I don't know what to tell you, really. Batch 2, Embo. I didn't call Embo, I don't believe. I think it was Aura and Zam that I called. Obviously, considering both tried to assassinate Padme, it seemed to make perfect sense to me. I don't remember exactly what Embo did in Clone Wars to kind of have that. I vaguely remember Embo kind of being involved in a few things and fighting. I thought he fought Kenobi, but he might not. He might have fought Anakin. It's been a while. I've only ever seen it all once, and it's been a while since I watched it. But I figured Aura would be a more fitting requirement, considering she tried to kill Padme. 501st Echo. That one surprised me a little. I thought Rex would be the obvious one, and to add in, a lot of people had Rex at Relic 5 maximum. They haven't taken him much further, so that one did surprise me a little bit. I mean, I think most of us have Relic 7 Echo. If you're in a guild that has had cam shards for a while, you've probably gone that far. Bad Batch Echo was just evil. Come on, you're gonna hit us with both Echoes? What's that about? What's that about, really? I mean, 4 marquee characters is nasty. I mean, I farm these guys every single day. I don't refresh their nodes. I farm them daily, but I don't refresh their nodes because I know I'm quite significantly far away from these requirements. You can see my gear levels right here. So I haven't felt the need to rush the stars when, quite frankly, I'm nowhere close when it comes to gear anyway. Dooku, I predicted that one. That seemed an obvious one. Anakin killed him and all that. So it was one of the more significant story developments towards Anakin's fall into Lord Vader was really the fact he was willing to go that far and kill someone he thought was too dangerous to be kept alive. That's very unfitting of the Jedi, and was really telling that Anakin would go this far if he felt it was what he had to do. So that seemed a very obvious one to me, and I was quite happy to see Dooku there. Dooku's a good character, still got a lot of uses, can be a real pain in the butt in those B teams in GAC. You take a tune in there that can beat him, but you don't manage to land those dazes whatsoever. Dooku hits you 2 or 3 times, and next thing you know, it's ignored protection and you're in red health. So yeah, Dooku I like. I still enjoy using his character to this day. Zam, as I said, I called. Not really looking forward to gearing Zam whatsoever. Don't really want to gear Embo either. I like the bounty hunters, but I didn't do anything with them. So I think most of us just kind of chuck them on defense these days just to fill a spot because we need so many teams and there really aren't that many. And obviously, yeah, the Newt, Tarkin, Ark, Skywalker, and Y-Wing that we've already discussed. So, yeah, I mean, what do I think? They're not that bad, besides the 4 marquees. I fully expected a few Relic 8s. I didn't expect 4, but I did expect, like, 2. So I'm not really surprised that they've come in. I'm a little surprised at how many we've had brought in, and as I said, a little surprised there's no Relic 3s. Like 5 is, I'm pretty sure 5 is the minimum on this. The Republic Y-Wing seems the easiest one to get, unless you're a new player, of course. If you're a new player coming in and you're going to splash a little bit of cash and you're like, I want Vader as my first GL, good luck to you, because ship farming is a tedious thing in this game. They still haven't got round to increasing the drop rate on those as they have done for older characters. I really think they should. But yeah, what do you guys think about this? Vader is, I'm pretty sure I'm going for Vader next over Kenobi, just because he's my favorite character, and well, I don't really like Kenobi, and I'm not really that close on Kenobi's requirements either, so it's not that big of a thing for me to, you know, I've got a bunch of characters to gear on Kenobi. I can't remember. I've probably got them all. Here we go. Kenobi confirmed. I've got them all listed here. As you can see, I'm nowhere there. I've still got Bo. I'm still farming her stars. I'm nowhere on her gear. I'm nowhere on their gear. I've still got all this gear to do. I've got a bunch of relics to boost. I've got all that gear to do and a bunch more relics to boost. So I wouldn't particularly say I was any closer, in fact. So particularly when there's a lot of characters here that I don't really want to build up anytime soon. I don't really want to build up Cody right now, and yeah, Django I wouldn't mind. I don't really want to build up Qui-Gon. What serves his purpose for me as he is right there? Bo, Mace, and Ayla, no thanks. Not really anytime soon. Magna does fine at 4. The only ones I'm really keen to boost are Yoda, Grievous, and Kenobi for my negotiator, quite frankly. That's about it. Whereas Vader, obviously, no, there he is. That was my early predictions. Vader, I've wanted to build Bad Batch anyway. I've wanted a valid reason to get them done, but the sheer amount of gear required for them had been putting me off. Boosting Padme is no thing for me. I'm fine with that. As I said, boosting Echo for 501st, I'm good with. Arc and Gas again, 501st, I'm fine with that. Dooku, I'm fine with. Tarkin, I'm fine with. And Newt, I wanted to do anyway. So this is a set that kind of, I'm happier to spend my time building, so I think that's what I'm going to do. That said, I think the new capital ship is really where my focus primarily is, which is a bit of a shame because there's a bunch of characters I don't want to build. But you know, it is what it is. That's a whole nother subject. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe. Doing my bit to get some more Galaxy Heroes content out again now that health and life are seemingly stabilized, if I can get that sentence out. So yeah, I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Thank you for watching. Until next time, your general is out of here.